It really seems that 1981 is my favorite year. Remember, that's incredible. This Leslie Lemke was such a.
I said yes. He said,
When I remember that story
from a hospital
about a baby that was born,
so I went down and listened,
and this fantastic
you're the only one that we could think of
lady adopted him with her husband.
And we have a baby here that's going to die.
He's going to die.
With its eyes out and everything.
No eyes.
I took it.
Until 2 years ago, Leslie was unable to even talk. All his life, he's had great difficulty controlling his muscles. He can barely manage to dress or feed himself. Leslie is severely disabled, but there's something very special about him.
I said, this boy can't stand, and I'm going to drag him around. I said, so he feels what I'm doing. And he was getting on for 10 and 11 years old. And he was still so tiny. And I stood him by the fence, and he moved. And I saw him go like this. I said, come on, baby. I said, come on to me. Because to me, he was just a baby. That's all he looked like. I said, come on, do another step. Just a step. Come on, walk. Come to me. And he took another step like this, you know, all shaky like this. And he stood like that.
Yes.
Yes.
Another thing May did right was to buy Leslie a musical instrument.
It was a second-hand piano, and I put it in there, and each night I would go in and ping like that, you know. Just me, I'd be doing that. I wasn't playing no music at all, just going up and down like that. And he was around 16 years old. He couldn't talk or walk or anything. And we went to bed, and we heard music. I couldn't believe it. And I said to Joe, I said, did you leave television on? And he said, no. And I got up, you know, thinking I was going to turn off some music. And that boy had got out of that bed. How he did it, I don't know. And he was playing that piano.
How and why Leslie could suddenly play a piano concerto that he had only heard is beyond explanation.
I said, oh, thank you, dear,
It's from the.
that you've remembered to do something for Leslie.
Oh. These kind of stories were so common back then,
He was singing and playing piano.
and they had always reported them on Real People. That's incredible. We were getting a lot of wonderful stories about women like this, people like this, who had the guts to take on this kind of situation. And this lovely woman found this wonderful, cute American man and married him. But it's America that you're able to do this kind of a thing, because in Europe and in the Far East, let's put it this way, when you have a house and a home, and a big world like in North America, when there's space, like before, you have the ability to help someone like this. And the reason why I say that sounds like a strange thing to say, but there's a quote from, I don't know if it's Saint Exuperie or it's an old Chinese saying or something, but it goes like this: if you rescue something or someone, you're responsible to that thing forever. And that's a very interesting quote. It can be very beautiful, but it also means that if you rescue something like a cat or an animal or a person, it's a commitment. Like you're responsible to it forever, because it's not going to leave you. It's going to love you, and you can't just ditch it. And that could be another reason why a lot of people during famine, it's so tragic, because they weren't never able to help someone else, because they figure they got to turn their face the other way, because they're like they take that same saying as if it's a bad thing to have commitment or responsibility. That once you rescue something, that means that you're responsible to it, so you better look the other way because you can't even barely take care of yourself. So this is what happened in China, I think, when people, the attitude has been very harsh with each other because they were mistreated and starving so much over and unnaturally, mind you, not because of overpopulation, but more because of mismanagement and infiltration. But that beautiful statement of responsibility, or you got that thing forever now, just like that old couple have this wonderful boy who was basically abandoned by every single other human on earth. They took him on, and what a joy in the end, because he ends up serenading them into their old age. But how many people around the world could take that risk and take that kind of, it's not even a responsibility, it's a gift, it's what do you call it, a commitment. And even that movie 1776 talks about commitment, how Adams, his wife, told him that phrase, the thing that he said about commitment was really excellent. I forget exactly how he put it, but it's like, it's the only kind of person that's worth anything in this world is someone who knows how to commit.